Thank you so much for agreeing to be a counter for Box Tops. We've made a series of videos this year to help you with anything that may not click while you're at the meeting, or if you weren't able to come to the meeting. We're going to break it down into little bits so that hopefully you can find what you're looking for easily and not have to watch the whole thing. Everybody's brain works differently, so we're going to go from the very basic to a little more complex. Some people want to know how we go about separating them. What we do is we take the box tops and we separate them into counters. If we have 8 counters, we try to divide it as evenly as possible, which means you may only get part of someone's box tops. You may not get all of them. This is what my sheet looks like, and this is why I need to know for sure whether or not you're going to attend the meeting, because I have them broken down ahead of time before the meeting. So if you're not going to be able to count, or if you're not sure, you just want to say no, that's perfectly fine. You can count next time. We appreciate any help you can give us. But it's all broken down before the meeting. Otherwise, I would have to sit there and do all that math in front of you, and that would just be ugly. So what I do is I divide them and then I put them in the bag. Yours is going to come in a bag already pre-sorted. You're going to have all of them in the baggies for however many you have. I ask that you print off the information. We have usually anywhere from 7 to 12 counters, which is a huge blessing, but that would also be a lot of paper and ink. If you print it off on your end, some people won't even print it off. They just like to work on the computer. So I will send you all of the files and you'll print them off. One of the first things we'll look at is the box tops timeline. Don't look at the dates on here. They're not going to be relevant for whenever you're doing it. But you pick them up on this first date. The second date, the first date here is when they're due to be turned in to the coordinators. This first date is the date that you're going to pick them up. The next date is the date that you need to have them turned in. You'll turn in the box tops and the printed sheet to Sonia so that she's got those. So even if you do it on the computer, in Excel, you're going to have to print out a hard copy. The hard copy will go into the bag. The box tops, and the hard copy will be returned to Sonia, and you'll return an email copy of it to me. You'll send me an email of this. Sonia and I go through them and decide if any recounts are going to be needed. If the recounts are needed, you'll pick them up here and return them here. We've been blessed the last couple times and we haven't had any recounts. Usually the most recounts I can remember having is 2, and that doesn't happen very often. So there usually isn't even a recount to worry about. But if there is, we would get it to you and you would have the weekend as well as a weekday or 2 to do it. We know everybody's different. Some people have more time during the week. Some people have more time during the weekend. So we try to give you a couple days during the week and a full weekend to count them before they're due back on the first count and on the second count. If you're a second counter, you won't get the same box tops you counted the first time. We'll have somebody different count them to verify. But like I said, that's rarely an issue. If you're a counter and you turn them in, you will not get your own box tops to count. So that's all taken care of.